Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all good. Oh, and don't forget, Happy New Year. In the news today, Ripple CTO David Schwartz believes that the sluggish performance of XRP and other major cryptocurrencies is actually the result of uncertainty as to whether or not crypto will actually be the next big thing. We have entered a brand new year, and therefore the discussion for the next 2.5 months will be, why have cryptocurrency prices fallen over the course of 2022? If you've watched the channel over the course of the last year, you know exactly why prices have fallen. Using Google in the year 2000, which feels like a lifetime away at this point, as an example, David Schwartz compared how people may have been skeptical, then about how the search engine was going to deliver billions of dollars worth of net wealth. But some became true believers and ended up making millions of dollars. He believes that crypto is in a similar situation as of right now. One of the main problems with the cryptocurrency space is not only the dynamic forces of tribalism that plague the cryptocurrency space, but it's also a lot of people know it's basically kind of just tribalism. If a lot of people believe, and this is a very true thing. If you've never heard of this, I don't know where you've been over the last 7.5 years. If people believe that they can devalue something that you value or that you hold and therefore make money for themselves in the cryptocurrency space, they're probably usually going to end up doing it in some sort of way. They make sure that other coins look bad, other projects look bad, other things don't have the hype or the situation or the family or whatever. Other things are going on with that coin ends up falling down. But a lot of times, a lot of people don't remember or pay attention to the fact that when new people enter our market, they do not see XRP, they do not see BTC, they do not even see ETC, BCH, or BTC ADA. They don't see any of that. They see one gigantic market because they know nothing about it. Imagine you're trying to get into the stock market. If someone tells you that something is wrong with X thing, you assume that something is wrong with the entirety of the stock market. Why? Because you're brand new to the market and you have no idea what's going on. Last year was a poop show. One gigantic one where everyone kept on trying to make sure that every other person's coin kept on falling down at the same exact time. This is at least my opinion. People kept on trying to make certain situations that weren't as gigantimous as they should have been actually spill over. And what happened was our situation spilled over into the traditional financial markets, and people were like, well, all of crypto is garbage. And tons of people left our market and tons of other coins lost liquidity and it ended up falling apart. And that's where we currently are. Crypto is going to do just fine, but we need to, get rid of every single negative Nancy who's in the space who makes sure that if their coin does bad, every other coin has to do the exact same thing. And also we need a lot more education within the space. Crypto, at least to me in my eyes, has a very, very bright future in front of it. But this is the 5th time that this has happened as long as I've been in the cryptocurrency space, where we should be a lot higher in price, but we are not, because people make sure that everything is completely blown out of proportion. As a result, prices often move together as investor sentiment waxes? Okay, and wanes. Depends on whether more people become convinced of crypto's future potential or not. Simply put, and I quote, the markets are still trying to figure out if crypto is going to be the next big thing. This is no longer really a question, especially if you've seen all the major companies and institutions who've gone into the space over the course of the last 2 or 3 years. It is abundantly clear that crypto is going to be with us for a very long time in some form, shape, or capacity. I wish I could tell you exactly which coins. If I had a time machine and I could go into the future, I've thought about that so many times. Time machine, go into the future for a minute to use a computer. 10 years in the future, and see exactly how expensive certain coins were, that'd be kind of great. I would tell all of you, immediately. I know some people wouldn't listen, but for those of you who would listen, we'd make out like bandits. The other part is, I basically said it over the course of the last 5 or 6 weeks. But the saddest part is that it'll only happen like fractionally. So everyone's not going to join hands in kumbaya and all that other stuff in the cryptocurrency space. But if we did and made sure that new people entering the space understood what a cryptocurrency was, what a central bank digital currency was, what decentralization actually meant, and weren't trying to just terrify anyone new into the market. Like, how many people, I know no one's going to raise their hands. How many people, and I'm going to repeat this one more time because I know that no one's going to actually raise their hands. How many people out there kept on sending news articles to their friends about the FTX fiasco and how it was collapsing? And now your friend wants nothing to do with crypto. I saw some people starting to raise their hands. Yeah, stop doing that. Stop terrifying new money that could and would have entered into the market. Anyway, that's the Ripple CTO David Schwartz announcing why he believes that the cryptocurrency space and the cryptocurrency prices are relatively sluggish over the course of the last year. News. Moving along. Also all right, sure, let's see what happens. Tech mogul Tim Draper has recently addressed his oft-repeated prediction about Bitcoin reaching $250,000 by, guess what? This year. Yeah, if you've known Tim Draper, he became rather famous in, 2013, 14, or 15. He bought a massive amount of Bitcoin for barely any money, and a lot of people think he's a genius, but he's just a really rich guy who kind of puts money all over the place. He's one of the anti-government, anti-establishment kind of people. So at some point, his money was going to find its way into the cryptocurrency space. He just happened to get in early and made tons of money, and now people believe that he is a wizard. However, him, such as also and what's this guy's name? Plan Bitcoin, have often announced these crazy fanatical high prices for Bitcoin. If you were here back in 2017, that's like the beginning of so many people's foray into the cryptocurrency space. There were a lot of people back then who were predicting a $100,000 Bitcoin by 2019. There were so many people saying $500,000 by 2020, 2022. What happened a lot of times is those people ended up just not disappearing from the spotlight, if you will, simply because those numbers actually never ended up coming true. Tim Draper has been famous for a number of years, not only because of his gigantic hoarded stash of BTC, but also because about 5 years ago, he was like, I'm certain that on the year 2023, Bitcoin will be hitting $250,000 per coin. While the cryptocurrency hasn't made it that high yet, he is still optimistic that his prediction will come true before the upcoming halving. We were talking about this, I think, in October. Tim Draper's always randomly thrown into the news. It has to do with where's Bitcoin going next? How high is Bitcoin going to go? Bitcoin price prediction, you kind of name it. He always ends up being thrown inside there. And a lot of people are very curioso to see if he's correct. The billionaire venture capitalist and crypto enthusiasticals revealed that he wore a t-shirt with the slogan 250K by 2022, illustrating his faith in the digital currency. And apparently, what? Halving is an event. Why are they talking about the halving? That has nothing to do with him saying 2022 on a t-shirt, has nothing to do with the actual halving. The news is Tim Draper and a lot of other people. Now, here's not to get your hopes into a tizzy, but a lot of people do believe that this year is going to be something major for the cryptocurrency market. A lot of people believe that last year, I can say that now because it was officially last year, was a fluke. And it should have never happened, and mainly only took place because of FTX, and we'd be a lot. And I also believe that as well, because never forget how high we got in Bitcoin's price, and then everyone completely lost it over Sam Bankman-Fried's face, whatever his name. I can't remember it anymore. So cool. Yeah, good job, Tim Draper. Everyone is going to be looking to you as the oracle this year to see exactly what ends up happening with Bitcoin's price. But it's been a wacky. Wacky's a light term. last 3 years. So, it's anyone's guess what the fudge is going to happen at this point. That's the Tim Draper Bitcoin $250,000 this year news. Moving along. Also, I'm not sure how that's even mathematically possible. According to the SHIB burner tracker, SHIBurn, that is Shiba Inu burning tracker, the Shiba Inu burn rate increased by 13,000. Yeah, 13,198% in the last 24 hours. I don't know how that doesn't seem like a real number. Whales come back in the early 2023 release of the Layer 2 blockchain technology Shibarium are both factors in the high burn rate. Okay. The recent rise in volatility is another sign that the SHIB price is about to begin a sustained upward trend. Okay, don't get your, don't write things like that. That's not fair. The number of Shiba Inu tokens burnt in the past 24 hours was 302 million coins. This is an increase of 13,000% over the previous day. There were just five transactions that burned that many coins. That seems a little bit intense. I'm not really sure what's going on. Shiba Inu used to be like the poster child for coin burns. You want your coin's price to go higher, we'll just burn all of it. And then eventually you'll get to a higher price, at least mathematically. That's a really weird jump. 13,000. Like, I could see 200 or 300%. I could even see 1,000%. Like, whoa, Shibarium is almost Shib here. But 13,000 seems a little bit weird. So we'll see. I mean, Shiba Inu is always in the news. The same exact thing with that other coin that collapsed and then came back to life. And then people love it again. And people can't find the guy who made it. That other coin. Yeah, that one. So we'll see what ends up happening. I'm still curious if this coin is going to ever make it to 1 cent, nonetheless 2 cents. I have relatively, I was going to say high hopes, and then I was going to make a joke with the word burn, but I couldn't say like burn hopes, and then I was like burps. That one didn't work out either. That's the Shiba Inu news. Let's move on. Also in the news, Polygon has collaborated with neobanking app Hi. The name of the app is HI. That is 2 letters, HI, and MasterCard, to launch a platform that enables customers to generate customized Web3-focused NFT debit cards. Debit card users will be able to use crypto or fiat payments at 90 million, geez Louise, 90 million merchants worldwide. Holders of the NFT debit MasterCards will also be able to personalize their cards without spending money on gas with any Polygon-based NFTs. And here's a tweet for it right here. It says, complete freedom to Web3 creators. I don't know how that does that, but sure, why not? Polygon is proud to collaborate with Hi to allow... how do you search that? Have you ever tried to look for something on Google and then you just can't find it because it has such like a common basic name? Like bird, or you're like, whoa, how am I supposed to find that? Because birds are things that fly around in the sky. Of all the letters that you had available to you in the English, Japanese, Korean, Dutch, German, Italian languages, you chose the word hi. Why isn't it something like, crypto card or debit cardo or Hi crypto? I'll shut up now. It says the best part, it's a gasless minting experience. So I assume this is the card right here. You can mint an NFT card as your way of spending money with MasterCard. Okay. Hi is a neobanking platform that accepts crypto and fiat transactions and offers savings, investment, payment, and lifestyle advantages. I don't know what that one means. The Polygon blockchain is the basis of the Starbucks NFT loyalty rewards beta and also underpins gaming features from Solana's biggest NFT marketplace, Magic Eden. That's way too confusing for me. So cool. Polygon, for those of you who missed the last like 7.5 weeks, has basically partnered with every single thing on the planet. They are basically trying to become the largest blockchain after Ethereum, even though they're on Ethereum. Everyone's using them. You think I'm joking? Nope. Go watch my last videos. Polygon's extremely, I'm going to even use the I word. I would even say important in the cryptocurrency space because of the thousands of websites and things that are built on top of it. And now you got MasterCard cards on top of it with Hi. I mean, what more could you be asking for? That's the Polygon is working. Please change your name. Hi? How am I supposed to find you? If I typed in HI space CARD, that's the Polygon news. I'm not the only one, right? No, someone else has to agree with me that you should have named it something else. All right. Let's move on. Also in like super controversial, but it shouldn't be news, OpenSea, the biggest marketplace for NFTs, said that it is going to be prohibiting digital artists from all nations sanctioned by the US, that is the United States, including Cuba, because of their embargo imposed by Washington. The prohibition was first revealed following the disabling of NFTcuba.art profile on the marketplace. It was announced through Twitter by the Art Initiative, which assists Cuban artists in breaking into the NFT sector. And not only because Cubans on the island, but those who have other nationalities have to endure censorship in Web3 economies, as noted by NFTcuba.art. The initiative argues that exiled Cuban artists are being treated unjustly by the embargo. For those of you who don't know history, the United States of America has a very elongated history of making sure that other countries can't prosper or live or, enjoy life by themselves. So what they make sure to do is they do something like either embargoes or sanctions. Sanctions are usually the words that you're used to hearing, where basically if you are sanctioned by the us, then you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't talk to other countries, you can't deal with them. You really name it. This is why a lot of you, I think, didn't. No, let me rephrase that. This is why I believe a lot of human beings on the planet didn't understand the significance in 2021 and 2020 when we heard that there were 7 other countries who were under U.S. embargoes and or sanctions that they were buying up Bitcoin. Remember that one where I was like, whoa, guys, this is actually major. Does anyone understand why this is significant? And people were like, I'm going to downvote this video because I don't like history. So what's happening is that a lot of other countries are starting to figure out that they can just simply use Bitcoin to actually go around U.S. sanctions. We don't know the severity or the height or the limit of how much they're doing, but that's besides the point. The other part is, and this is letter B, is that a lot of people are so obsessed now with the idea of decentralization because people are starting to figure out a lot of the companies that have close ties to Web3 under the idea of decentralization and money and freedom for everyone might not actually be as open and freedom for everyone and decentralized as they previously stated. We went over this before with Coinbase, and I think also with Gemini, and I think also there was another website. It's not in the, I can't remember it, but it happens. All the DeFi, all ALL of the DeFi platforms. Remember the one that I was ranting a couple videos ago where this platform is trying to get your PayPal information in a decentralized manner so that they can gobble up all your information. Or the other one that's also a DeFi platform who's trying to get you to use your debit and credit cards on their platform so they can also have your information. Yeah, that's how it works. This is how decentralization actually works in the cryptocurrency space. It's not actually decentralized, but people don't care because they don't mind having their information taken and stolen. Who cares about any of that? So the idea that OpenSea, which deals in Web3 and NFTs, in a world where people are trying to be the cryptocurrency space, are trying to be more decentralized, recently announced that they are going to have a stop period on people from other countries who may have an association with a country that the United States does not like. We have moved 38 spaces backwards on the board as far as actual decentralization and openness of internet for everyone. The promise of crypto is to not follow the same mistakes that the world made around 2008, 2009, constantly giving power over to corporations and larger entities. For those of you who don't know, we are the internet, the interwebs, is supposed to be completely open and free for everyone. That was the original idea, and I'll even throw in a original as far as the year 2000. It was an open place for everyone, but a lot of people, even in the cryptocurrency space, are starting to realize that a lot of the other stuff in the Web3 space and in the cryptocurrency space isn't as decentralized as previously let on. And keeping in mind, here's the most important part. Everyone remember this. OpenSea is a company. They can do whatever they want, however they want, whenever they want, until we have an actual open, decentralized NFT marketplace. Yeah, I know it sounds also untrue that's ever going to actually happen. So the news is a lot of people were a little upset, but, you know, until we actually fight and understand and believe in what decentralization actually means and the movement of money in the Web3 cryptocurrency space, the idea of Web3 is supposed to be open for everyone. Do we have to wait until Web4 until we get that? Alrighty. Let's move on. Also in the news, MoneyGram, a very, very old company that people are still using, announced the launch of a MoneyGram online MGO in Brazil through a press release. With this, Brazilian consumers have access to the leading website and can instantly transmit funds anywhere across the globe. It usually takes a while because they're a very old company. They usually, for those of you who don't know, the way you get money from Brazil to Africa with MoneyGram is they have to put these money bags on the back of a donkey, and you have to make a really strong raft. You give it a little push, and you hope and pray that 6 weeks later that raft has made it to the country. That's how MoneyGram and that's not how they work? Well, close enough. Upon the announcement, the XRP community responded excitedly at MoneyGram's new platform was apparently enabled through something called Frente Corretora, one of Ripple's long-term partners in Brazil. If you haven't been in crypto for a while, or even, I mean, it's been like 2 months, if even less, Brazil's kind of like the hotspot for crypto in Latin America right now. Like, not even in a joking way. Their governments and local municipalities and cities are actually, they've told us, they're buying up Bitcoin. They have it inside of their treasure chests or wherever people are keeping their Bitcoin these days. So Brazil's quite huge. So people put a link together and found out that the thing that MoneyGram is using to actually transfer money within Brazil is actually allegedly using the platform Frente Corretora. Here's the press release for it right here. And that's the company that's actually also using Ripple's, what's the name of the thing? The thing with the thing that does the, it's not XRP anymore. Oh, this is so stupid. Whatever Ripple's using and other companies are using to actually send money around the world, it's also using XRP in the background as one of the transmitters. So people put 3 and 5 together and they got 2. And this is why people believe that the new MoneyGram initiative in Brazil is actually using XRP in the background. This is significant because many years ago, I believe it was, what's the other one? MoneyGram and Western Union. There we go. They openly announced that they hated crypto. Crypto was too slow. Crypto was this. Crypto was that. We're going to find other means of being able to transfer money. So people put this connection together and they were like, you can't lie to me, because fool me once, shame on us. Fool me thrice. All right, let's move on. Also in the news, hackers, apparently, allegedly, sponsored by the Korea to the North, have stolen over $1 billion, that is with a B, dollars worth of digital assets since the year 2017. Can you guess why it's the year 2017? Anybody? Nobody? Well, it's because the crypto market went up and became famous in 2017. This was a major news story back then, where I think we had news numbers or something like that they had stolen. I think it was over $100,000 around that time, maybe like even like low millions of dollars. The news was, and this is something that people skimmed over, did not care about, or just kind of went their own way. This was the beginning of the countries who were under sanctions, who began to take steal, mine cryptocurrencies in their own way so that they could do whatever they see fit with their crypto assets. The news being, in the world of governments, theft is not an uncommon thing. However, a lot of people were furious over this one because it has to do with the Korea to the north. Not the fact that governments are stealing every single day from everyone in their countries, but South Korea's main spy agency, the National Intelligence Service, has revealed that the Korea to the north allegedly stole around 1.5 trillion won, which is 1.2 billion US dollars in crypto assets over the past 5 years, according to a news report from AP News. More than half of that tally, or around $626 million, has been stolen. So, geez. Okay, $600 million was stolen just in 2022 alone. That's a bit of a red flag. Moreover, more than $78 million of the total came from South Korea. So that's clearly a problem, and I don't know if they're going to be able to do anything about that, but just try to remain vigilant and buy ledgers and all that other stuff, because that sounds a little bit intense. Why was last year? Oh, I know. There were so many. Yes. Okay, I'm getting it. So earlier in 2022, we had news, and this was like summertime. For some reason, 2022 was like the hottest year, not only for weather, but also for like crypto scams, where people be like, hey, if you send me 1 Bitcoin, I'll send you back 15. And people were actually doing it because I don't think brains are working these days. But the problem is that so many people kept on falling for these things that I think it was billions. It was $47 billion. It was something absolutely massive was stolen last year. So just don't, if it looks weird, don't click it. If they tell you that you're going to get something, don't do it. Just, stop doing weird stuff. Or, the people to the north, they're going to get all your precious Satoshis, and you don't want that, because what if Bitcoin does go to like $45 million? You're like, oh no, I gave it away. I sent it to some prince in another country and now I don't have any cryptos. That doesn't sound nice. That's the Korea news. Stealing, allegedly, probably. Let's be honest here. All right. Let's move on. Also in news, I don't know what this is supposed to be. What? Oh, I remember this one. Samsung has disclosed that it is currently spending more than $35 million on metaverse projects for the Latin American market as part of its digital push and growth marketing strategy. The goal of the move is to make more money and also assist the brand in attracting and connecting with younger audiences. That's always very cringy when they do that. I'd like, please just stop. Samsung consistently steps up to support cutting edge technology. No, it's because they're like super rich. You know how rich Samsung is? If you get a chance, are they called the Chibols? CHIBOLS? There's a documentary, there's multiple online actually, you can find them, where they talk about like how rich families in South Korea are and how rich the people who run, like, they're not even rich, like they're like disgustingly wealthy. Like it has nothing to do, they're trying to figure out like what the next step is for the world, and they're just trying to also go along for the ride. These people don't care about like giving us cutting edge technology or like making the world a better place for us. Like, it's appeasing their shareholders to figure out how to make an extra billion from the year before. Many businesses have begun to advertise their goods and brands in the metaverse because they see it as an essential component of their marketing plans. One of the largest electronic companies in the world, Samsung, recently disclosed that it is devoting more than $35 million to Latin American customers' metaverse initiatives. Cool. I hope it works for them. I was just chatting with my friend. Hello, friend. I think he's watching. I'm tired. I remember in the year 2000 watching movies, and like the year 2015 was like hyper realist. I mean, it was, we got flying cars, we had skateboard scooters that were flying over water as Marty McFly was trying to get away. We had a lot of really cool stuff. I'm looking around, it's 2023. I don't see any flying cars. I don't see any self-driving cars, no self-driving buses, no. I've seen a couple of self-driving trains, but I need a couple more. Where are the microchips? Where are the drones delivering my socks that I ordered 45 minutes ago? So I'm hoping that this year is actually a birth. I know that's not the word. Is a gigantic year when it comes to like actual technologying itself. Doesn't it seem a little bit weird that it's the year 2023 and we don't have all the stuff that we saw in every other movie before? Like the most we have is like we're waiting for the iPhone 16 that has like 7 cameras in the back. But shouldn't our phones be floating by now? Can you imagine if our phones floated? Like they would just, no one play Pokemon. That's the Samsung is investing money. $35 million isn't even a lot. These companies are worth like $138 billion. So this is like a drop in a drop of a bucket of a drop for them, just in case one of these things actually ends up taking off. That's the Samsung news. All right. Let's move on. Also in the news, top US-based cryptocurrency exchange Coinbase says it is focusing on accelerating the adoption of crypto assets and and Web3 protocols, because that's sure. In a new company blog post, the second largest digital asset exchange on the planet says its goal is serving as the bridge to Web3 for its customers by supercharging the key building blocks. The key building blocks for Web3 is decentralization. It is the continuation of Web 2, which was no longer the promise of Web 1, which was to give us everything that we wanted in a digital way to be able to talk and do things on this new thing called the internet. The idea of Web3 being pushed and promoted is nothing but a keyword, for those of you who didn't get that, for companies to say that they have access to the future quicker and faster than everyone else. Centralized companies are not supposed to be part of Web3, or if they are, they create something that is decentralized that the rest of the world can then also use. It goes into the world, it kind of exists by itself, it's decentralized, and that's how it ends up working. First, Coinbase says it will be focusing on upgrading the safety of its proprietary crypto wallet, as bad actors have recently been airdropping tokens to its users, attempting to lure them into websites that would compromise their safety. For those of you who also don't know, the idea of airdropping is now a bad thing. I'm lightly air quoting here, mainly because a lot of people, you would not assume that human beings would be this evil or this malicious. The idea is in a lot of countries, if you are airdropped crypto, you have to pay taxes on it. So what a lot of people have been doing is actually airdropping crypto on people and in huge amounts or whatever amount, and is making like tax complications for them because they would have had to actually declare what they got, even though it was an airdrop. So this is why you wouldn't assume that getting free money would be terrible, but alas, that's crypto. They said we have recently announced the DApp, Decentralized Application Block List, and spam token management tool for Coinbase Wallet. Coinbase Wallet hides assets from your home screen that are known to be malicious and gives you the ability to report suspicious tokens that appear in your wallet. They said they're also going to be focusing on NFTs as a means to bolster further crypto adoption. They're doing this because Coinbase isn't as popular anymore, so they're looking for like a brand new thing to be able to kind of sell to everyone. Coinbase says it's also utilizing its cloud-based services to help developers create the Web3 infrastructure. Listen, we're going to get to a point in about 2029 when people realized, oh my gosh, oh snaps, we're basically in the exact same old system that we were before. Let me go to JP Morgan Chase to take out some Bitcoin. Oh wait, that's what I would have done years ago and I'm doing it all over again. I'm really sad that we got to this point where the cryptocurrency space doesn't actually care about decentralization anymore, and it's very easy for these companies to simply lie to our faces and tell us that they're preparing us for Web3. Don't forget that Coinbase is one of the many companies many years ago who told us that they didn't need us anymore because they were building up infrastructure just for the richest people to actually start using their platforms. And now that all the rich people have like fled from the cryptocurrency markets because everyone lost their minds over FTX, now these companies are now trying to claw their way back to us and tell us exactly all the things that they're going to do that they should have been doing years ago, but they were only focusing on rich people. Terrible, right? That's the Coinbase is going to be focusing on Web3, supercharging, whatever lie that's supposed to be, focusing on dApps, which they're not going to do, focusing on NFTs, which they're trying to do something because I assume Coinbase has been losing tons of money. Then they also just fire a whole bunch of people, and they're also going to be building or helping developers build decentralized applications. I'm sure. Go for it. I mean, we'll see it when it actually happens because they've been promising that stuff for a very long time. That's the Coinbase news. Let's move on. Yeah, I do hope that you've all enjoyed. Hope you all had a great Christmas, Christmas Eve, Christmas morning, Christmas day after. Did you return any gifts? Did you have gifts that you got that you didn't want to get, so you gave them back? That's also a very big thing for those of you who don't live in the States. Yeah, people give their gifts back, or they go to the store and make sure that they have the receipt because they didn't like whatever their grandmother gave them. Hope you all enjoyed. Hope you all are having a great day, morning, afternoon, and or evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I hope it's absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for watching, listening, commenting, and or supporting, and I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.